Hello and welcome. Welcome into the first episode of the Free Trial Completionist playthroughs Heavensward MSQ. We're finally here. I've only been doing the Free Trial Completionist stuff for... Let me check, actually. Let me go ahead and look into that really quick. Into Studio... Check my playlists. And Free Trial Completionist video. June 2024. June 2024. So that's 9 months-ish? About 9 months. Okay then, there we go. About 9 months for me to get into Heavensward. And I didn't even do everything I wanted to do in ARR. I just did most of the important stuff. I still have lots of side stuff to do in ARR at some other point. Alright, let me grab some music real quick that won't go into the VOD. Let's snag this browser audio. And turn this on. I'll just go with like DMCA free, like fantasy tavern music stuff, I suppose. Let me turn this stuff back on. Also, celebrating us going into Heavensward, I did a little something to my VTuber avatar that you may have started to notice a little bit, but is more obvious when I do something very shiny. So let me just... How you like that? Me being able to put my avatar sort of into the world with lighting. Realistically, that whole effect, and I can probably change the effect a little bit to make him sort of blend in a little better, things like that, but that'll be sort of over time. What else? Boom. Well, there's some bright lights there suddenly. Oh, I like it. It works pretty well. I might want to blend him in a little better, but he's pretty close. That's all being done with like OBS plugins and filters and things like that. Like none of that's being done in game. All of that's being done in OBS. I had to download a couple of plugins for OBS, and then I had to apply a couple of like visual filters over certain scenes and captures and stuff like that. But yeah, now my avatar gets his lighting from whatever I happen to be playing at the time, sort of. Some of it's still basic, so that if I happen to be in like a pitch black room or something in a game, I'm not just suddenly gonna lose all of my lighting. In fact, let me look at that really quick. Oh wow, he's just sort of bland and normal looking there. Interesting. Oh, you know what? It's because I'm capturing the graphical changes to him from that window, which means when I turn that window off, it doesn't suddenly give me a black screen. When I turn that window off, it just suddenly gives me nothing. Like no visual feedback data to work off of. How's that? I have to reposition him a little bit too. Because I had to sort of recreate him to get the effect working. Alright, that should handle that. Now. Yep, still looking good. Okay, then. Alright. That'll work for me. Also, I've got 270k gil. Not that difficult to get gil, but it is important to note because finishing up the Coils of Bahamut was one of the criteria for triggering a job unlock, which means I have a job unlock just sort of sitting in the bank right now, and I know exactly what I want to spend it on, but I had to wait until today to do that. So you know what? Let's get started with this story. I may also turn a few things off and change a few things in the beginning here. I want to capture the intro to Heavensward, recording wise. So I'm probably gonna get rid of my avatar and a lot of the audio and like stream stuff once the cutscenes start going. Hey Jace, thank you very much for blasting me in the face with confetti. I don't remember exactly when it starts, though. Whatever. Why did that not... That's interesting. What's going on with my... Can I refresh that? Yes, I can. Okay, that was weird that it wasn't picking that up there. You can finally progress to the story. Yes, thanks to you and all the others for helping me get through the Coils of Bahamut. I can finally progress to the story at last. Coming to Ishgard. Let me see. Is it going to be... Yeah. I don't think this is what I want to capture. I think that's later, but let me go ahead and do this now, just in case. I'm just gonna go ahead and like keep only the game stuff for a little bit so that I can make sure I get the intro.
So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything.
But yes, this is most definitely not what I was looking to get.
You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
Yeah, no. That's not the one I'm looking for.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orchefort.
This is very good, like, generic fantasy tavern music. Supposedly DMCA free as well, but I'm still not letting it go into the VOD.
But now is not the time for drastic action.
Oh, Orchefort. The broest bro to ever bro.
There is no need to act alone.
Tiny potatoes.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings.
I'm pretty sure I actually have to talk to someone who's standing at the gates before the actual cutscene starts playing, so...
You shall be granted
but I don't remember for certain, so I'll have to just double check that. Plus, if I screw up getting the footage I want to get today recorded without my avatar and the stream stuff over it and all that, I will likely play through enough of the MSQ today to get that stuff unlocked in the Unending Journey book, and I can just go back and record it there. I do remember Baron telling me that you actually have to play a bit into Heavensward before the Unending Journey, like, gets the first cutscene and, like, picks those visuals up. So, but I imagine by the time I'm out to, like, Kurthus West, which is bare minimum, I think, how far I'm going to go today, it should be in there.
Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
Huzzah. Let me also
The
grab
Count
this.
is a good man and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero
Make sure I'm
and
getting
dear
rid of
friend
these if I
deserves.
don't need them.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Huzzah. I think this might be straight into it here. Nope. Okay, we do need to talk to at least some people first. Count for arranged. Sentries at the gates of judgment have been informed. Yeah, okay. So I think it's when you talk to the sentry at the gate of judgment, but I wasn't certain of that. So I just wanted to be safe. I'm pretty sure you have to talk to the gate guard and then the cutscenes start to play. And you get the nice dialogue and your characters walking through the snow and the nice title card and all of that. All of which is what I want to grab. Should I go in with the orange? I mean, that's how I finished ARR. Yeah, let's go in with the orange. I'll find myself a cool visual look later on. Alright. This should be what I want. So, turn the stream input, turn all that audio off, just the game capture. Should I turn the music on? No, because I'm probably going to edit this, so I'll just do it with no music. Alright. Muting myself now.
And so they came, at a friend's behest. Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came. To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus. A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and his companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
All right. Go ahead and turn all that stuff back on. Definitely got the footage I was looking to get. Let's double check it, make sure it's there. It's there. All right, I'll tag it. Heavensward intro. Good. That'll come in handy for the YouTube videos and intros and outros and stuff like that. There we go. Done. Got what I needed. Okay, stream's over. No. Look, stream's over now. Man. Alright. Back into the actual game, shall we? And let's actually get this stream going and get playing and progress some storyline and get everything going. Yeah, I want to get out to Kurthus West today, I think. At least get there. If all the stuff in the city is actually a lot quicker than I remember it being, then I'll do some progress in the Kurthus West storyline. Master Mo Money. That'd be a good rapper name, I think. Master Mo Money. Request your presence at his residence in the Pillars. Alright. Time to start attuning to things. So that we can get here anytime we want. Oh my god, I could teleport to the Foundation now. At last. Jogging. Alright. Being able to jog is nice. Modest astrologian who looks exactly like Ariane. Her looks exactly like Ariane. Alright, where are the rest of them? Okay, it's just the 2 in the Broom and the Forgotten Knight here. Got it. I wonder if... Have people run the numbers to see if Peloton or Jog is faster yet? I assume Peloton must be somewhat faster, or at least the same. Otherwise, that makes it even more useless. You. Ow. Just shatter those shins. Attuning is more important. Forgotten Knight. And then I'll go snag the other ones. Into the Pillars. Oh, man. I think oh, that's... Getting Dark Knight might be fun, but that's not going to be for a while. The truth is, Warrior is just straight up going to be like the best tank for me for a long time. So rushing to get Dark Knight is no way all that interesting to me. And then we have the Jeweled Crozier down there, which should be somewhat useful. Not as useful on this character, because I can't just buy my way into stuff. I have to craft things. So really what's going to be more useful to me, I believe, is finally getting out to Kurthus West, because I suspect everything I'll need to sort of craft my way into the first set of gear in Heavensward should be gatherable from Kurthus West and earlier areas. I don't know that for sure. I just kind of suspect that will be the case, because it makes sense. And if that's not the case, it doesn't make any sense. That you can't get everything you need for the first set of craftable gear in Heavensward from the first zone in Heavensward would be weird. So that will be very much more useful to me. I'll go up and around, I suppose. I think it's just these last two. Maybe there's more that I'm missing somewhere, but I don't think so. This should give me, like, full Ethernet access. Oh, that was interesting. Oh, wow, that works really well. Seeing it, like, go behind a thing like that really shows off the, like, lighting effects on my VTuber a lot. Nice. I'm just really admiring it, because it's something that's not too difficult to pull off, but I was waiting until I got into Heavensward, because I thought adding the visual effects to my VTuber would be a little... Like, no one would be like, oh my god, what have you done? But it'd be a little jarring in the middle of the playthrough in ARR, so I was waiting until I was ready to change expansions to do it. Yep. Kurthus Central access. I'll need to go further to get access to. Ooh. Wow, that does look impressive. Okay. I probably should play with the lighting on the values and stuff a little bit when I get the chance, but till then. Okay, yep. That gives me everything here in Ishgard plus Kurthus Central. I'll get west once I open that area. Can't touch any of that stuff on free trial. Don't need a melder. I can do it myself. Can't touch the market board. So Jeweler, hopefully I'll be able to do myself as soon as I get out to Kurthus West. Get myself like a 52 set of gear or something. What is Sundries? Sundries is... Okay, that's like the basic supplier that you have in the main cities. Yeah, has all the same stuff too. Oh, except Dravanian Mistletoe and Abelathian Mistletoe is interesting. I think I can get those myself, though? I don't know. Dravanian's in the Churning Mist, so not right away, and the Sea of Clouds, so not right away, but yeah, I can gather those myself. Good. So there's really nothing that I can buy from this guy. Like, physically, for the rules of the challenge, there's nothing I can buy from this person, so they're basically worthless to me. Maybe a tallow candle. I think those might be craftable, but I don't remember. You so rarely need tallow candles anyway. Armorer, arms mender, nothing I can buy from them that would matter. Apothecary, nothing I'll be able to buy from them. Pretty much none of these people are going to sell anything that I can actually buy. But it is interesting to see all of them. Fieldcraft Supplier might have some things I can buy. because not every fishing bait is craftable. It's good getting access to so many here. I just have to double check if they're craftable before I buy any from them. Carvery. Ooh. Oh, interesting. Foods with decent stats, but I'm pretty sure I can craft all those myself, so no use. Merchant Mender. Dyes. Not all of which are craftable. Oh, he also has orchestrions. Interesting. These may not be craftable. Haven't crafted like any of these orchestrions, which is a little So actually I don't know if any of these are craftable. In fact, I can look that up really quick. Sources and uses, shop only. Shop only. Shop only. Okay, I can buy these. Need to be a little careful with my money. I don't want to end up going under 250k because I do want to actually get the class today.
Damn,
but I can
look at
buy
this.
these.
You got really far. Congratulations. You're gonna get famous for how good you are at this game.
Oh my god, Baron. You got really far, congratulations. Uh-huh. Okay, so I can buy these. Wait. No, I'm good. Okay. Anything else I can... Oh, I didn't... Interesting. I forgot to hawk those to my grain company. Oh well. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know that all dyes are craftable. I have to double check on that. I've mostly only been worrying about the ones that I use, and so I'm not going to need a ton. But I'll probably need to craft all the ones I can. Woo! Leader of the Band 3! Nice. Eventually, just for... In the Tempest. Ooh, not bad. Just for crafting log completion, I will need to, like, craft all of them at least once eventually. But I only... Really? You've also completed a Eureka weapon already? Jesus, Baron. Oh, nice. And this one gives me a scroll. All the sightseeing logs for Stormblood and Heavensward as well. Shit, Baron. Just doing all the things. Alright. That's unlocked the full Ethernet for the city. I've grabbed what little I can from the shops. Time to keep going. For the dislike choice. Last Vigil. Now we can move on to MSQ. Do you see what I did to my VTuber, Baron? Got to the point where you have to do a role quest to continue, and they decided they need to do all of them before we do MSQ. That's, yeah, whatever. Saw the dynamic lighting. Yep, the dynamic lighting. Dynamic lighting built off of the game. That's the important part. It's not just dynamic lighting in general, but it's built off of the game behind it, basically, using a bunch of, like, source copies and glows and dynamic assets and, you know, blending modes of, like, multiply blending and stuff like that. So, it's going from... Nope. This... Yep, this to this to then in the game itself where I'm pulling that scene in and the dynamic lighting from the game itself is sort of going over my character. sort of blending him into what I'm playing a little better. We'll see. It wouldn't be a problem. Need to level up most of those classes because they're healer, but yeah, that's exactly what I figured. When you said they're like, I want to do all the role quests first, I figured the problem was that they had a bunch of jobs that weren't leveled up and you were just waiting on them to do that. It made sense because you kept talking about your friend like being a healer main the whole time you guys were playing. I figured they had just a bunch of jobs that weren't leveled. But anyway, I can play around with the values and tweak things a little bit in the dynamic lighting on my VTuber and just see if it'll work. It should be okay. It's mostly done through some OBS plugins and visual filters in OBS, so it probably won't be too intensive, but we'll see if it starts bogging my computer down, if I can really keep it. Even started doing the ARR sightseeing. Ugh, those ones are a pain. So brave companions walk the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight! I love Orshafon's like, yes, it's great! And everyone else in the city is like all racisting out on us as fast as they can. Like we walked through the front gates in the first cutscene and a bunch of kids were staring at us like outsiders. Already the long-neck giraffes are starting to be racist. Luckily Orshafon's here to be the coolest guy ever. Who let this spud in here? Introductions to be made. I could probably turn down some of the values a little bit.
I have returned with the scions.
I mean, with some of them. Just a couple.
I hope your journey was not too taxing.
Hello, new father and brothers. I'm a tiny broke baby. Thank you for adopting me.
I, Count Edmond de Fortomp, do bid you welcome.
So tell me, new dad, what's it gonna take for me to get written into the will?
As wards of House Fortom, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
My companions.
Or I guess more importantly is, tell me, new dad, what's it gonna take for me to get written into Orshafont's will?
The honor is mine, Master Elfino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Oh, rude.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders.
Oh wow, does that ever not fit this? This DMCA tavern music is cool and all, but boy does that ever not fit this scene. Let's go to that one. Murder tuber.
Yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies. Don't you
I
think?
don't know, the entire House of Fortom just suddenly all died at the same time. I don't know how it happened. Strange.
Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows.
By the way,
and revolt
Archbishop,
in
you
the
did
halls
get
of
those
the
adoption
other high
papers
houses.
earlier, right? Oh,
But so long as you
man.
continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Why is the ink on these papers still wet and red?
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your
I
labors,
keep glancing
why not
away
take
from
a
the
tour of
game
the city?
over to my OBS because I'm just trying to like look at how the dynamic lighting works. Because there's a couple of values I'll need to tweak. I already think I want to turn the brightness down a little bit because he's staying a little too bright when he doesn't really need to.
You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings.
But mostly
After
it's
all,
looking pretty good.
you may be
Although
here
with
for
a
some
game like
time.
this, it's not really going to show off the dynamic lighting crazy well. With like a fast-paced Doom-style shooter or something, you'd really get the effect. But like this is just like a lot of static scenes of us standing around and talking and stuff. In fact, let me which one had it? I think it was, damn it, stop doing properties, go to filters. The composite blur, no, that's the blur. This one has the color correction. No, that one needs to stay that way. This one has the dynamic mask on it, which has color correction. Yeah, that's the one that can get turned down a bit. To say, let's just do like 0.11 maybe and see how that looks. He doesn't need to maintain too much brightness. Although he's not, I don't know. Let me see. It's too dark. I wanted to blend in a little better, but not that much. Let's try like 2.5 for now. Or 0.25. Oh no. Is that my internet? I don't know, Baron. My stream seems to be going okay, so it's probably your internet if you're having a problem. That might work. Cast spell your stream foes. Ooh, boy. I don't know. The lighting is more pronounced this way, but I don't like how dark he is. I do think he needs more light. Let's try like 0.4 maybe. Frozen again might be you. Yeah, that might be you then. I think that looks a little better. It's not as aggressively darkened and the lighting is a little more pronounced that way. I think that'll work a little better. Also, I just keep sort of bouncing around to the different scenes, which I'm sure will do great for my final recording, but oh well. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, it was probably you. My stream was maintaining good bitrate that whole time. Taking in the sights. I suppose I could snag some of these pieces for glam, but ultimately what would be the point? All of these pieces are going to be like 52, which means I need to craft a set at 52 before I'd be able to glam any of these pieces anyway. So I think it's best to just take the, I'll just take the Allegan pieces to sell, and I'll just worry about crafting my own set. Not to impose too much on their hospitality. Learn about our new homes, we might become more self-sufficient. Okay, then. Says the guy who royally, like, screws up a bunch in Heavensward and keeps stepping on the toes of the authorities and stuff. Well, actually, he doesn't really step on their toes. They just keep trying to use him and Tartaru against me, pretty much. Tour of the city. Manservant shall accompany you. I am so happy that I can finally have that guy in the game. Like, recently is that you come back to see Tataru during Heavensward while you're progressing MSQ. She has different outfits and is doing different activities in the Forgotten Night. Oh, she changes her outfit multiple times? That's interesting. I'll have to check on her occasionally. At least I believe it's this guy. I mean, he has the right title. But there could be a dozen people standing in this room that are House Foutant manservant. You know what I mean? But I think it is this guy who you play triple triad with. So useful. Technically, Vosael Hulot in Gridania, the serpent knight dude, lieutenant, whatever, in Gridania, I think has more expensive cards, but if I recall correctly, he also has worse rules for triple triad. I think this House Foutant manservant has good value cards and not a bunch of terrible rules for triple triad, so it's easier to beat him. Accustomed to treating with foreigners. Anyone having to question your presence here? Necessary to remind them that you remain under the protection of House Foutant. Yeah, so it's our friggin' travel papers, basically, with his signature on them. Which might compel us to invoke your name. So I did get a pretty good recording of the intro to this section, but I am hoping by the time I get to Kurthus West, they'll have added the Heavensward intro to the Unending Journey so that I can replay it if I need to. If not, I can probably wait another week before I'll really need it. Also, the edit for my video for tomorrow is pretty much all done. I just wanted to capture a little bit of the footage here at the beginning of Heavensward that I think I wanted to use for it as well. If I get a good... If my recording is as good as I think it is, then it should work. And then I just need to record a couple more things. I doubt he would still be in there because he's out here, but let me double check. Yeah, because he's out here with us. Okay, yeah, so he is the manservant that would normally stand over here, which means he is the guy you play triple triad with. I remember spending a lot of time playing triple triad with this dude. Decent cards, not terrible rules. Not a bunch of stupid people around to pester you. Because that is a concern. If I forget to set my character to busy and then a bunch of dumbasses are wandering around shout-chatting and trying to whisper to me and pester me about stuff. Permit me to show you to the Hoplon. Gaze upon the splendor of the holy vault. Sure. You're on the jeweled crozier. Okay, so this is the part where I guess they really expected you to get all the other Ethernets, but forget that. I just want to grab them all. Actually, neither of these was all that good. They're about the same distance, I think. Bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity. Oh, yeah. The Hoplon. I'm kind of surprised they don't have a statue of Halone here, since they named this place the Hoplon. Though they might, just in a different corner. The vault is the seat of government and the residence of the Archbishop. Yeah, we're going to see plenty of the vault later. Indoors, I think. Oh. Statue to the south, are they perchance Thornton's famed Knights 12? You mean Knights of the Round? The The fathers of Ishgard, brave knights who joined with King Thordan the First to commit horrible... to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Yes, those guys. A city rich in history and tradition. Yes. Much you can learn by exploring the pillars. A city rich in propaganda. 1,000 years of propaganda. Jewel Crozier, make your introduction to a lady who I'll probably never be talking to because I can never really buy from any of her merchants because most of what they sell is craftable. Ambush an ally and eat the eyes out of her skull. Yup. So I can only imagine that's probably meant to represent Thordan the First because he's using the giant blade and he is standing at the head of the knights here in the pillar. So that's probably Thordan the First and then his knights 12 or whatever. And I can't get into the vault normally, which makes sense. So I can't really see if there's a Halone statue anywhere in there. But it is interesting that they call this place the Hoplon because of Halone's shield, but it doesn't look like there's a Halone statue anywhere. I would have expected them to have one. Do any of the knights even use a shield? No, they're all represented by great... Why are the knights represented by great swords? That's interesting. See, knights represented by halberds and stuff I get, because maybe they're like representing dragoons, but... The blade knights are represented by great swords is so freaking weird given how Ishgard feels about dark knights. I would have expected most of the blade knights to be like sword and shield. Huh. And I know, like lore-wise, the weapon does not actually represent what the class is. It just happens that way for the Warrior of Light so that we can categorize our weapons, like, for the gameplay. But it's so weird that all of the knights of Ishgard are represented with giant greatswords. Have you heard anything about the 14 TTRPG? No. I heard about the 14 and Magic crossover with, like, the commander cards of all the characters and stuff. I haven't heard about the... I think I've heard basically about the existence of a TTRPG, but I haven't heard, like, any information about it. It kinda bad. Great. Wonderful. More orphans adopted by Housefothow. Like a 121 replica of the replication of the MMO. A 1-to-1. That... How do you make that work? Stack markers? Oh god. Are a thing. Oh cool, battle mechanics. Wait. So then when you're facing a boss, does your DM have to, like, put down markers on the map, like, one action ahead of where they're gonna happen? Oh my god. So the DM has to be like, okay, next turn, this guy's going to cleave this area, and then you have to try and move out of the way. It's the echo represented in fucking TTRPG. That sounds bad. Sundry goods, hence our desire, blah, blah, blah. Those are the modules it comes with. Oh. Kind of flat railroad. Ugh, yeah. It encourages it. Ugh. Why? There's so many millions of things you could do in a Final Fantasy XIV world that have nothing to do with, like, the MSQ and stuff. You know what I mean? Why would you encourage railroading? Weapons, armor, and accoutrements. Sorry, but I'll have to craft all those myself. I wonder if I could start crafting a better food as well. That being said, I still have tons of flint caviar, and I doubt anything I'd be able to craft now would suddenly be miles better. Can you encounter where there are bandits that it flat out says this fight happens regardless? If your party tries to sneak around them, they pretend to roll to allow it, and no matter the outcome back. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. Like, the worst they could possibly do. Oh, there's better craftsmanship food, it looks like. Maybe. I don't really need the craftsmanship, though. Perception and GP, that could be interesting. Where's the good stuff? That's probably pretty good. But I'd like it the other way around if possible. Nah, no such luck. So that might be the next best one, but realistically the stats on it are about the same as what I'm using, I think. 8%, 8%, 26, 14, but at least crit hit is the better stat there. 8%, 8%, 29, 18. So the stats are higher on this, but it's the wrong way around. I don't know that I'd really want that, to be honest. Crit would be better than direct, especially since I'm a healer. Crit is better than direct. They also suggest that you should describe damage in certain circumstances as HP doesn't exist. That you should tell your players that your enemy's health bar turns yellow. Whatever. I have to do fishing for this as well. I'm just going to keep using the flint caviar and the epkalu omelets pretty much until I use them up or they're almost gone, and then I'll decide what food I want to craft then with the stats that I have then. Oh, he's at the main etherite. Yeah, I'll blow through all the epkalu omelets and flint caviar I have left, and then I'll see what level I am, what I have access to, and what I can craft. Oh, look, someone who's using the Bahamut stuff. The Dreadworm stuff. No builds? Because everyone has, as I said, a 1-to-1 replication of the existing MMO classes. Yeah. Yeah, there wouldn't really be builds, because you'd basically pick a job, right, from the game, and you are that job. I mean, they could bring some builds into it if they brought back the idea of, like, cross-class skills. It'd be going backwards for the MMO, and I don't want to see it, but for the TTRPG, the idea of cross-class skills kind of makes a lot of sense, where you can maybe not suddenly be like a full-on split class the way you could in D&D, but at least you could kind of have like little class dips a little bit to pull certain skills in and give a little more flavor to your job. Foundations, Aetherite Plaza. To tune, be wise to do so now. Already done. Yeah, I don't need any of this stuff. Oh, wait, these are level 50. Really? 50, 115? Oh, technically the 115 set is better than what I have. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if I'll get access to the... I'm not going to take these, obviously, but it's interesting to see that they're giving me a 115 set at 50. I wonder if I'll get access to the stuff I'll need to make that. Technically, I'd be wanting to look at cloth. Oh yeah, that is a 115 set at 50. Interesting. Rainbow thread, rainbow cloth. I didn't realize there was going to be a 50 set in Heavensward. I figured you'd have to be like 52 first. Okay, so that's a decent start, but do I care that much for that set? I'm already level 70, so if I can get access to something a little higher than that. Here's the 52 stuff. Wyvern leather. I think there are wyvern enemies in... Oh, no, that might be in... That might be in Tail Feather. Or the Dravanian Forlands? Hinterlands? Forlands. That might be in the Dravanian Forlands where you can get wyvern leather. There might be some in West. I don't know about the rainbow thread at all. Cotton ball, rainbow cotton ball. Gathering method. Kurthis West. Okay, so I can start making rainbow cotton and stuff right away. Wyvern stuff, I don't remember if... I suspect wyvern hide and stuff like that is not going to be until the Dravanian Forlands. So I probably will not be getting the 52 set stuff today. In which case, I don't even know if I want to craft anything new for the most part. Because the 115 is technically higher eye level than what I've got, but it's not much better. I might want to craft myself a new crafter set, though. Getting into a Heavensward crafter set might be nice. But we'll see. Next destination. Why is this suddenly here? Skysteel Manufactory to the west. Holy Stables. For the black chocobos will be nice. East Congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly with all the soldiers and stuff, yep. Fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lower levels. Oh, the broom. Hold your nose when you pass the broom. Delicate flower like you is like to wilt. Oh, God. Shut up, idiot. I'm no lord, but a humble traveler. Come to see the sights, take a turn down the hop line, gawp at the statues. Oh my god. Better half lib, come and have a drink of the Forgotten Night. This... Not to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Head to the Forgotten Night and check out the broom. To see how the real decent people live. Actually, they're kind of crap, too. I wonder how far I have to go before I can start unlocking the hunts here. Oh! Well, there's a blue marker right there. Can I start? Yes, I can. Clan hunts begin. They're not going to give me the elite hunts, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure you can't get the elite hunts until you unlock Idleshire at the minimum. Yep. You've heard of the hunt? Cool, great. Do it. Give it a long... No, that's MSQ. Audelaine. Ah, target him. Give me the clan hunts, please. Clan Centurio. Then I can start getting access to the Centurio seals? Centurio... Where the hell is it? Oh, well, I don't have it yet. So I don't remember what it's called exactly. Oh, I thought that would be... No, wait. Yes? No? Maybe so? What the hell am I doing here? Okay. Have to attune to the hunt board. Getting a bunch of experience that I really don't need on my jobs. Clan hunts now accessible. Next, better bill hunting. So I wonder if I'll get access to all 3 tiers of the clan hunts today. But not the, speak with Adeline. Just not the elites. Because I know you need Idleshire to get the elites, but I wonder if I can get all 3 tiers of the normal. Clan hunt board again. Clan bills 2. Nice. More dailies. Looks like they're not offering 3 yet. Or maybe there's not 3. Maybe it's 1, 2, and elites only on this one. I know for some of them there's 3 normals. Hi, guys. Before you get to the elites. But this one may only have 2 normals before the elites. Anyway. Centurio seals. Yep, that's what they're called. Gear exchange. Gear exchange. This guy's got Centurio seals. So, music. Barding. Some minions. Ooh, Aetheryte tickets are always nice. Ventures are worthless to me. And then she just has gear, so, like, nothing I can actually take. Yeah, like level 60 gear, but nothing I can actually use, because I'll have to get that other ways. I don't think I'll even use any of this. Because these are, like, job gear pieces, so I'll get them by finishing jobs, but I think I'll only use them for glam. What's this guy Merchant and Mender of? Oh, Dark Knight stuff. Specifically, Dark Knight weapons up to 50. Interesting. So this person will give you the Dark Knight weapons from where you start it at up to, like, the start of Heavensward. Okay. Hawk those pieces really quick. Don't need them. And let's continue on. Got all that. Did all that. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces. Yep. Hey, Gabriel. Your expectations of decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. Peddlers, porters, off-duty knights, and so forth, dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Folks from the broom tend to congregate downstairs, or we offer a menu more suited to their taste, cheaper meals, stronger spirits. Yeah. Because when the weather's foul and the broom rolls in thick, it's the poor sods living at the bottom who have to deal with... Oh yeah, that's why they call it the broom. It's literally like the horrible fog from the stupid, like, giant cliff out on a ledge that they built this city on. That I'm sure won't cause this city's foundations to crumble into nothing somewhere down the line. The wards start tearing up the city. It was the broom that got the worst of it. Yep. Company, I'd recommend you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below, and something sharp in your boots, to be sure. Like, I have a children's coloring book that I could murder everyone in the broom with easily if it needs be. Return to House Fatum. Yep, Tataru's gonna stay here and get drunk forever. No, actually, the inn's just a really good place to get information. But like, I like the idea of Tataru's just gonna stay here at the inn and get drunk all the time. People whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates. Yep. She can finally maybe find information about the other scions. How often I looked after the waking soul. She's like, oh please, I live in taverns. And there we go. Tataru settles in here and mostly stays for the MSQ. At least till we move out of Ishgard. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Tataru. Not you worry, if there's any news, I'll find it. Okay, the innkeep... No, that's worthless to me. All this stuff's going to the Grand Company. Everything else is good the way it is. With luck, as I get deeper into... Wait, have I... yep, I let them overcap again. Damn it. As I get deeper into Heavensward, I will get far enough, I believe, that I never have to worry about farming my own materia myself again. I'll get far enough that I should be able to just sort of get materia. That being said, I believe I need access to the Alliance raid before I can start farming the higher level materia. Although you may just be able to use Poetics for some of it. I know you can use Poetics for some of the materia. I don't know if that's the right level that I need, though. Oh, he's not ready to play Triple Triad yet. Ishgard, meet with your expectations. It's a horrible, horrible city. The weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took. This took me past the scars left by the wyverns in Foundation. I understood how history could end in tragedy. Saying casualties unspeakable, wyverns did not discriminate. Well, yeah, of course they didn't. They're filled with... They're literally being called to war by a song of, like, blind rage. Strengthen our defenses, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. Able-bodied men and women are in short supply. Yeah, we could be of assistance. Which is why it's funny watching everyone else in Ishgard be like, we're not letting them in, because, like, House Fatant lets us in, and then immediately the Warrior of Light goes to work solving, like, all of Ishgard's problems. And I understand why the people in charge of Ishgard may not want me here, but most of the high houses would probably have loved to have me, like, in their favor. After they see what I'm capable of. Obligation, let, or lean. Nevertheless, if you want to involve yourself, go ahead. Persuasive young man. So stay here, Alphino, and get out of my way for a while. I'm the greatest freaking warrior the realm has ever seen, so send me off to destroy stuff. Storied veterans such as yourself. Dade Artwell and Amanaland in their duties. Shut up. You stuck up old asshole. I have no need of our honored guest's assistance. And then Amanaland is totally willing to let me help because he'd rather not do the work anyway. Two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity. Yeah. Is the man who slew guys Van Belsar and some half dozen primals besides. He's not here to steal your glory or serve as your errand boy. I do like Edmond. It's like, I don't need your pathetic glories, you idiot. Nothing you could possibly do would ever make a greater name for me than I've already done for myself. You shall not want for employment over the coming days, yet not surprising at all. Time has taken a tremendous risk till we demonstrate our worth to Ishgard at large. The Count will face considerable opposition. Yeah, and then all of the other 3 houses will have wished they had taken a chance on us later on. When it comes to light what we're able to do. They'll be like, damn, I should have invited them into my house. He still doesn't want to play Triple Triad? When does he... Oh, no, there is the Triple Triad challenge. Missing my duties where I would play it this time. Okay. So he has it. He just isn't ready to play it yet. So I can go to the Sea of Clouds, but I only get access to about half of it. Or I can go to Kurthus West, in which case I get access to all of it. I think Kurthus West may be the better option. I'm trying to figure out what's my better bet for crafting. So here's my crafting gear. This needs mithrite. Okay, rainbow stuff I can get. Mithrite, on the other hand. Mithrite sand would be the big one. Is also in Kurthus West. Yeah, I think Kurthus West is going to be my best bet. I think Kurthus West will be more valuable to me than the Sea of Clouds, than half of the Sea of Clouds, in order to sort of get into crafting next week to get myself better gear. Casting, aiming, striking, gathering, mithrite, rainbow, Archeornis leather, though. See, all these leathers, I'm not certain where exactly I'm supposed to go for them. Shops. Other leaves. Sky Pirate spoils. No, it's not what I... Oh, that's because I'm looking at Archeornis skin. Okay, Archeornises are in Kurthus West, so that's another sell for that. Crafting. Mithrite, Archeornis... Yeah, okay, that's enough of this. Like, everything is telling me Kurthus West is my best bet. In case I don't get access to both Kurthus West and Sea of Clouds today, Kurthus West is my best bet. Heavensward, dragons are people. Also, Heavensward, make armor from their skin. Yep. Okay, so in case I don't start both of these and get access to both zones today, I want to start with Kurthus West. Because that will get me access to the highest number of basic gathering components to really get me into crafting my way into Heavensward gear. Over the wall. Most people start with Kurthus West anyway, but I wanted to make sure. Because the real important thing to me is that this episode that I'm going to be cutting this footage into, which is not going to be for like 2 weeks, I think, is pretty much all just going to be the MSQ, I think. But the episode after that, I'm going to probably spend time off stream getting into like crafting new gear for myself. Begin anew. So Artrel the Photon. Yeah. Biggest brother of the big brothers. Biggest giant giraffe brother. Hirschfund's spoken of you often. If even half the man he claims, I shall be glad to have you at my side. Assisting my esteemed compatriots of houses Durandar and Zamail. Aware of our friendly rivalry, I take it. Okay, sure, whatever. Holy, see that we set aside our differences at the crucial juncture. Shall speak more of that anon. Yeah, just take me to Kurthus West, please. And I think I'll be getting a black chocobo, too. I believe this is... It might not be till later where you actually get the black chocobo, but I think you get it right now. I will leave a Manolin for now. I would take both quests and sort of do both quests, but the truth is these two quests take you to completely different zones, so there's no real reason to do it now. I can come back for a Manolins when I'm ready to head for the Sea of Clouds. What I do definitely need to do is try and find myself a certain bit of... Actually, Black Chocobo after your trial by combat with the Twin Knights, the douche canoe. Okay. I need to do... Smithing... 30... No, that's 34. Let's try here. Crap, do they not have one? Oh shit, do we not get one? Falchion. Do we really not get an option till 34? Do they not have any 30 option that's craftable? That's strange. I know for most players it wouldn't matter because they give you one at 30, but is the 30 one that they give you not craftable? That's weird. Okay, that's the 31. Yeah, I'm talking gun. Do they not have a craftable 30? Because that's strange. And then that's the 34, and that looks like it's the first craftable one. Yeah, it's the first craftable one is at 34. Huh. It's interesting. Okay. Then I guess I don't have to worry about it too much. Alright. Cool. There's no option at 30, so I don't have to worry about it too much because I can just use what they give me. Alright. Well, that's actually kind of a load off my shoulders. I can be like, no craftable option. Have to use it. Just have to use what they give me. You had to when you started the game. Yeah. I'm not entirely surprised there's no option at 30, but it is somewhat surprising because I figured most of them would be craftable. Rocks your grip, will ya? Blah, blah, blah. No one cares. Oh, God. I finally have access to teleporting into Heavensward gathering areas. Like, teleporting into Ishgard is great. Being able to teleport into the gathering zones of Heavensward, oh my god, does that open up new crafting and gathering for me. By an amazing amount. Well, this is actually kind of a great song for this section. Like, I'm just listening to generic sort of like DMCA tavern music nonsense.
To the frozen wastes of the Western Highlands.
Oh, it actually
once
is.
verdant tracts made pallid by the calamity.
Oh wow, this one has just a bunch of nothing, just dead air.
Beyond the towering wall of ice, to lands long forsaken.
Wait, why did it...
that the knights of Ishgard strove tirelessly to reclaim.
Why did it set the audio down there? Huh. I miss Edmond, rip Stephen Crucial.
To the hamlet of Falcon's Nest. Once abandoned, now freed of its pall of snow and ash.
Yeah.
He came.
I don't know why. For some reason, it just set itself to like 0 on the audio levels there. Maybe Spotify was trying to throw an ad at me, and I blocked it, but it muted my stream for some reason. I don't know. So good. It's quite different when viewed from the back of an airborne chocobo. I'm already used to that, dude. All of my mounts can fly nowadays. Business. Redwall is in charge. You should be expecting us. Okay, oh. Oh god, being able to get here now is so good. Hey, Redwall. Far too long, Lord Arturo. And who might your companion be? He was the voice of Uncle Byron in 16, apparently. The voice acting for that started a long time before the game came out. Oof. And ba-ba-ba-bum. Welcome to Falcon's Nest. We be of service. Let's see. Unfamiliar with our recent history. I shall recount the tale for his been whatever. Yeah, you're dealing with heretics. I get it. Hamlet with a small garrison of knights, some few villagers, and then came the calamity. You actually had access to Kurthus West in 1.0, I believe. And it was all green and like rich, like farmland type areas, I believe. Yeah. So the calamity screwed up the ethereal balance of these zones completely, and it became like a frozen wasteland, and they just abandoned it. River's Meet was a place you could go to, which is why it has a 1.0 etherite. Yeah. Abandoned to the heretics. Commanded the reclamation of the Western... That never happens. I just thought about that. They've commanded the reclamation of the Western Highlands to be like a livable area again. You never do that. At any point in the game, do you ever like have people spread out into the Western Highlands and new Aetherites go up or anything? I wish they would, because this is still one of the like worst Aetherite zones imaginable. The Western Highlands is one of the worst Aetherite setups in all zones in the entire game. Right? So if we actually reclaimed it at some point in the story, that would be great, because you could put Aetherites in other places in the zone that are not the far ass end of the map. Because right now you have one Aetherite in this entire zone, and it's the far ass end of like the southwest of the map. And so if you want to go anywhere in the zone, just fly for half an hour. Also, I don't even have access to the Ether Compass yet, so I can't even get started with that. I believe you actually have to finish your first visit here and your first visit to the Sea of Clouds before they give you the Ether Compass. Work in progress. Surface houses a mile are contributing to the restoration of Falcon's Nest. Quite skilled at building and repairing. Their progress has been hampered by a number of factors. Their foreman tells me he has need of a man with your talents, so I need to go bash someone over the head with my book. Later, I can just help out Ishgard, yeah. Yeah, Ishgard is still kind of a terrible place, even after all the work we put in, even after there being Ishgard restoration. At no point in the like story have they really developed more in any way. Characters have developed, the history and the lore of the zone is developed, but like putting new Aetherites in or reestablishing villages or things like that, like it hasn't grown at all. Ether Compass at the same time as receiving Orshafon's big book. Alright. Now we have access to the zone. Should I get into crafting stuff today? Would be interesting. I don't know. I'd have to figure out what I really care about first. I can actually work on that a little bit right now. What? It comes along with the Black Chocobo. Sure. Totally what you always meant. Yep, definitely. So this is 502. My crafters are at 435 plus, okay, 502, 519, 519. Not great, but that's 435 plus. Crap, I don't have my crafting food on me. I could sell these ethers. They weren't all that useful, but I guess I got some use out of them. I don't have my crafting food on me. I think the crafting food gives me another 30, 40, something like that. I can look at it. It was... What was it again? Spinach quiche? No, that's the gathering. Chilled potato. That's what it was. 47 on 435. That's not nearly enough. Why am I low? I thought I had enough to get into Heavensward crafting. I thought I had established that. Oh, but that's 52 stuff I'm looking at. What's the earliest set of Heavensward stuff? No, definitely not that. Yeah, no, none of this stuff. 60, 60, so those are the ones I did do. So it would have to be a 51 set. A 50 or 51. See the graphic upgrades the original job gear, by the way. No? No. I didn't notice that. But the earliest piece is... there's CP, that's 519. I still don't have what I need to do that, then. Do I have to try to meld more crafting? I guess if I meld enough crafting to get into... Let me see. $502. Okay, so I do need more crafting to get into this. Let me see what the earliest piece is. 468, 468. Yeah, I can do those. Scouting, aiming, healing, blah, 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 blah. Nothing, nothing. No. No, no. That's a long way to go. Wedge cap is the first piece, and that's not even craftsmanship. That's only control. And that takes 519 that I would have to meld to get there. Artisan culottes, which are what I've already crafted. Okay, what about leatherworking? Do I have a better option to start here somewhere? Aiming, striking, healing, gathering at 468. Where's crafting? $502. So that's not too bad. Noticeable glow up on the Dragoon armor and Paladin. Having in 7.2, you fella noticed it because of Dragoon wearing really high res starting gear, and I had to Google where he got it from. Oh, yeah. I think this might be the first piece that I would be able to get into. 502 is more than I have access to at the moment, though. Do I have any room to play with? Not much. Craftsmanship is maxed, maxed. I have room to play with on the tools, but I don't like that tools are like one-off. A little craftsmanship here, but not much. Maxed there. Craftsmanship's maxed on everything but the tools, so I will have to play with the tools to sort of get into the next tier of crafting. That's alright. If the first piece that I'm going to get access to is going to be a leatherworking piece, then I can meld my leatherworking tool. Can I not? Yeah, I can meld the all. Oh, I can meld the all. I've got lots of room of craftsmanship to play with here. Don't have a lot of craftsmanship in materia, though. It's a little unfortunate. I probably should have done more Ixal stuff. Oh well. Do I have any of their currency left? I do not. I do need to do more Ixal stuff then. Okay. I mean, I think I can fit a better one? A 4? No. Eye level 45. This is eye level 55. What are the 4s? Eye level 55. Yeah, I should be able to fit a 4 on it. So I'm not going to do that now. Alright, I'll save it for off stream then. But it looks like that's going to be my first piece that I'll be able to get into. I'll even add it to my favorites, so I mark it. Like, the more craftsmanship pieces I can get, the less I have to meld and use food and stuff to get further into the crafting, right? Getting those pieces from Heavensward with Heavensward stats on them will get me better chances at getting high enough craftsmanship to keep going. Right, so that being the earliest piece I can grab is actually pretty good because it has craftsmanship as a stat. And then that's gathering, more gathering. That's also higher level now. Maybe gold. No, because the accessories are only going to have like CP on them. They're not going to have craftsmanship. But they'll probably be meldable and I can meld craftsmanship onto them. So that'd be a good idea. Crafting goggles is control, but it's probably got a good meld. So I get into that. Crystal glass. Minium, Neutron, and Silex. I think you have to buy most of that for Grand Company seals, right? I think Minium you buy for Grand Company seals and Silex as well? No, Silex is gatherable. Neutron, I think you craft, actually. Rock Salt and Effervescent. That's not too bad. Okay, so Crystal Glass is doable. Minium, I believe you buy for Grand Company seals. So that's easy enough. Archaeornis and Mithrite, both gettable from this zone. And there's the crafting earring, but that's another step up. Oh, wait, this was... Oh, that's 468. That's 468 craftsmanship. I could actually make that, like, right now. I could make that with the stats I have now without having to meld anything. I just have to use food. So, yeah, that will probably be my first piece of getting into it. Will be there. That'll only give me, like, control, but I can meld craftsmanship. I need to do more Ixal stuff, most importantly. And then that should be enough to maybe get me into the Yeti Fang earrings. Which then... starting to get higher up here. Not a whole lot of crafting and gathering stuff in the accessories here. Why not? That's strange. Thought there'd be more. Anyway. Okay, I do have an entryway in. It's a little weird and a little awkward, and I'm going to wait and just do it off stream instead of bothering to do it now. Because I'll need to do more Ixal quests and get more materia pieces and do more melding and stuff like that to really get into it. But I do have an entryway into Heavensward crafting stats. Alright. I'm a tiny broke baby. Do you want me to kill someone for you? I'm Mesomir, blah, blah, blah. Build and mend. Ice, it's bloody unnatural how fast it forms. Icicle sprites, I tell ya. Yeah. Go kill sprites. Should I go ahead and, yeah, I may as well now that I'm out here. Come on out, dumplings. And I'll put you in free stance. Now that I'm in Heavensward, I think that also means I'll be able to get access to the last thing I needed for Thavnair onions. I can't for the life of me remember what it was. I was looking at Thavnair onions and there was like one thing that I just couldn't get till Heavensward. And so I wasn't able to get into it yet. I don't know what zone it'll be in, so I can't say for sure I'll be able to get it today, but I should be able to start Thavnair onions pretty soon. Are they upstairs or are they down here somewhere? There it is. I am using Broil, so Art of War is not going to be a gain on 1. On 3, Art of War is probably still a gain. 165 versus 240. Yeah, actually, Art of War is a gain on 2. Yeah, Art of War is still a gain on 2. It's impressive. I mean, Art of War being a gain on 1 was stupid. That was dumb. That never should have been the case. And that's why I'm like, Scholar really needs to get a rework at some point. Like, Art of War being a gain on 1 was just dumb. For, like, a good 20 or 30 levels, I think. But, like, Art of War being a gain on 2 is impressive, but not stupid. There we go. Yeah, I should probably change what mounts I'm using for this character. I love the blue, which is why I like to use it, but I've really kind of color-coded this character differently. Shadow, Innocent, no. What's the legendary? Green? Nah. You know what? I'm gonna do my goofy, tiny little airship. That's what I'm gonna do. My goofy little airship is what I'll do for him. Because he looks hilarious as this tiny potato riding this tiny little ship. This tiny little rocket ship. Like, on my main, I would like to use the frickin' blue Kamui, because, like, that's basically the color I like to use, is blue. But, like, on this character, not really. The sort we need around here. The kind that'll hop to when he sees the task undone. Lots of stuff to sell, which is good. I have enough to buy the class at the industry of stream today. But more is good because I have like just enough, which means I'd leave stream today with like 2,000 gil. So more money is good. First and foremost. Oh, recognize expertise. The ways to keep it to myself. Head north to the pike. Time to finally head out. Yep. I was thinking, like, you could also do fates that spawn around here. They're good XP. And then I'm like, wait, why would I need XP? I don't need XP for anything. Everything I have that's a job is fully leveled or can't yet. I need to actually craft a red mage piece for myself. Like, I leveled a little bit of red mage because I had the same thing there where I'm like, well, they don't give you a craftable at that level, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the weapon they gave me. Again, I didn't do anything amazing with red mage. I was mostly doing, like, roulettes and stuff. But then someone reminded me there are 50 craftables for red mage. They do exist. You just have to do extremes to get them. It's like, crap. Oh, man. Yeah, there's nothing here that I need to level up, really. Nothing that I could level up here that I need to level up. Everything else is, like, sitting at 30, waiting for me to finish the class quests to unlock the jobs, eventually, when I get job unlocks. I love this tiny little freaking scooter. Actually, it really is like a little motorcycle. It's a goofy looking one, and the front wheel being tiny like that seems like really bad design. Wouldn't that control horribly? A two-wheeled motorcycle with a front wheel that's really small like that? I say as someone who knows basically nothing about automotives. It just seems like having a front wheel that small would be really bad on a motorcycle. This way. Foreman Roth, bid you assist me? It be for me to turn around an open hand. Restoration of this sculpture, 5 years of neglect. Yeah. Just a thing for it. Rather, those deep eyes have it, so go kill deep eyes. What is this sculpture? That's also not Halone. That just looks like a dragoon sculpture in general. One of the ancient dragoon knights, basically. And you need 3 of them. Well, let's just get 3 of them, why don't we? Just grab all 3 right away. I'm also going to need to start fighting Archaeornises out here and then gathering, like, Mithrite and stuff like that. No, not Mithrite. Because Mithrite is an alloy of Mithril ore and then Mithrite sand. So I need Mithrite sand from this area. And Archaeornis leather and stuff like that. But I don't need to do that on stream today. So let's just make progress with the MSQ today. Have you the bristles? Yes, I do. Another great thing about finally moving on with the MSQ is that eventually, not right now, probably not for another 4 or 5 streams, I'll bet, but eventually I will start to get access to Wondrous Tales, which is always nice and useful and kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, and a pain in the ass with that stupid cat girl never giving you any lines, but still useful. Symbol of everything the Dravanians despise. Yeah, dragoons? Testament to the determination of Ishgard. Sure it is, pal. Just keep taking the Allegan pieces from on high. Sir Isidore. Stationed at the anvil to the west of here. Yep, have to go deliver some food to her. This early stuff's pretty easy. In unlocking the ether currents in these zones, I am going to have to get into a couple of optional things that aren't the easiest ever, but on this character especially, they're easy. On my other alts that I'm kind of rushing through the MSQ on, but still want to unlock the ether currents and zones, stuff like that for just like ease, for quality of life, right? It's a bit more of a pain. Because, like, some of the ether current quests that you have to do in, like, each zone will pretty much take you to things like optional dungeons and things of that sort, too. Which are a little more annoying. Because on my other alts that I'm working on, I'd rather just blow through using duty support and, like, not even engage with other players most of the time, but... oh well. How did that full of... what a waste. This, no, it's just really quiet. That's what it is. Okay. Whatever. It was a gift adventurer. He labors day and night without regard to his own well-being. I should do the event I haven't done. Oh my god, I haven't done the event yet. Oh my god, I forgot I haven't done it either. You have no sense of decorum. Highborn knight cannot be seen favoring a lowborn mason in such a manner. Ugh. Got until the 24th. Okay. So still got time. I just forgot. I haven't even touched it on this character. Having done that on one of my alts, because it was some new fashion accessory thing, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. But I just skipped all the cutscenes, all the dialogue, all the everything, right? But having done it on an alt, I forgot I haven't done it on this character. What am I doing? Just teleport. Like, why am I wasting time? Riding around in non-flying zones at slow speeds. Just teleport. Needed to give the falcon a workout. Oh, nice blue chocobo. Technically, I could color my chocobo. That would be doable. I need to do more gardening garbage, but it would be doable on this character. Your initiative. Roth tells me you've been quite busy. Time to thank you properly. I have a task that I would commit you to. Yep. Lots and lots of Allegan pieces, so, you know. Which on a Lalafell looks like a seat on a merry-go-round. All these Allegan pieces will be nice to just sort of make up the money I'm going to spend today. Reconnaissance lost. Situation of veteran through and through. We've lost contact with a reconnaissance party sent north to River's Meet. Go find it. Oh, wait. Artoel, I need to talk to first. Area near Camp River's Meet. So you're aware the camp was one of our many... Yeah. I know. Not surprised if our knights took shelter there. Now I need to go back out. Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I just have Papaya playing while I'm on like a stupid little carousel with little like falcon carts. Uh-huh. Tiny potato carousel with Papaya playing. Merry-go-round carousel, I guess, would be more the vertical one, isn't it? I don't know that it matters that much, but whatever. What the fuck is this wedding tune doing on a... This the wedding march. Why is that on a freaking tavern music thing? Skip. Like, don't put the freaking wedding tune on a freaking playlist to me and try and pretend it's not the wedding tune. I recognize that. Going to your wedding. Yeah, I never actually have gotten married on any of my characters in this game. Popato on his way to his wife. Oh, tiny little potato on the way to his wedding with his wife, the gigantic Femme Rothgar. Or a giant Femro. Camp Rivers meet, or what's left of it. Way to descend the cliff safely from here. The beast below would make short work of us. Come, I know a path. No thanks. Ah, the game's gonna force me to go talk to him on the path, so I can't just jump. The game's like, I know you're gonna just jump. Don't you dare. You have to go all the way to the other side of this path and talk to Arturel either way. So don't you dare just jump. I'm like, I don't know. Those shins are looking mighty breakable right now. In this way, I see no sign of it. It's possible recent storms mark the trail, blah, blah, blah. Do I have to talk to him down there, too? Nope. Now I just have to meet him at River's Meet. Oh, for a second there, I thought I messed that up. I keep forgetting. You can now summon your mount while you're running. Like, now I can shatter my shins and just go to River's Meet. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, it does have an old 1.0 Aetheryte in it. Huh. I barely ever pay attention to it because you barely ever spend any time in River's Meet. Let's drag these melees over here to this ranged. Bye-bye. How you doing, buddy? Like, the only other glam I could think of maybe using right now would be the stuff I pulled from Bahamut, but that's a little over the top. It's the right color, that's for sure. It's freaking bright white, but it's a little over the top for this right now. So I'm just going to keep using this until I get the next, like, set of gear. Which probably won't be till the next stream. One of the bosses in Steel Vigil is an NPC from 1.0, just gone Zamble. Oh, yeah, the, Uhelmeric? I think Sir Uhelmeric or something like that. Yeah, the boss that does the brain drain stuff. Caught in a furious blizzard. Not but white all around until we saw shapes moving towards us. Yeah, heretics. Heretics hideaway lies somewhere to the north. Sorry, Dusk Vigil. Oh, yeah. Well, they have too many frickin' vigils, man. The Hyrkanish Guardians have the Steel Vigil, the Stone Vigil, and the Dusk Vigil all. And there may be something I'm missing, too. I don't remember. That does raise the question, did they have a Dawn Vigil at some point, since they have a Dusk Vigil? Because I don't believe there is a Dawn Vigil in the game now, but was there maybe one somewhere at, like, 1.0 or something? The end of our hope. There was in 1.0. I just Googled it. Okay, so there really was a Dawn Vigil. Huh. Wonder what happened to it. Remains of the Heretics Trail will be lost to the next snowfall, so go track them down. Don't worry, we'll be behind you somewhere. It was in Kurthus East. Is there Kurthus East still? There's Kurthus Central and there's Kurthus West. I don't think there is a Kurthus East anymore. I wonder if that's maybe fallen to the Dravanian since then and become something else. Kurthus East. Or if we maybe just don't visit the zone in this version of 14 at any point. If it supposedly, like, still is out there, we just don't ever go there. Time for a synced duty. It doesn't matter, because all of my gear is lower level anyway. Tracks continue to the north. Hopefully I don't have to sit around activating a bunch of, like, footprint markers. Hopefully I can just run straight to the zone where I know they are. Because I know where they are. Hopefully I can skip the suspicious footprints and just go straight there. Yeah, because see, here's more suspicious footprints. Okay, so they don't force you to actually sit down and interact with them. These stupid ice traps I want to avoid mostly, but I can probably just run past them too. But they do throw off my jog. I forgot about that. That's annoying. I can't just go behind them because it looks like they're proximity detection. Or sound. Maybe sound detection. Now that I think that matters too much outside of deep dungeons. I don't know how many enemies have, like, sound detection outside of deep dungeons or Eureka. I assume most enemies in the game are probably vision or proximity. But there may still be people with sound detection. Shoot, did I go the wrong way? I thought the town was out this way. To the northeast, but maybe I was supposed to go more north. Yeah, I was supposed to turn north at some point. Yeah, I'm not a master of these zones anymore. Get out of the stupid gap. Let's try and stay away from enemies so I don't lose jog. Where the hell is the town? Not down from here, that's for sure. Okay. Could have swore the town was further to the east and north rather than further back west. Bro, where's your mount? Can't use the mount. This is a sync duty. This isn't just exploration. No mount allowed. Oh god, fine, I'll check the last tracks. Could have swore I remembered where this town was without having to check the tracks for directions. Probably the closest we get to visiting Eastern Kurthus is Zelfatal. Oh, wow. I mean, look, the tracks even head off in that direction, too. Just tuned in and didn't know exactly. Oh, because they wanted you to check the tracks so that you could get attacked by heretics. Great. That's fine. It's not a problem. I was just letting you know. What the? How did you not die? YouTubes. Parent. Bro, why is this guy taking so little damage? Oh, because they want to make sure he lasts long enough to run away so you can chase him. Right, that's why they gave him an insane defense value. Because they wanted you to actually chase him. Speed up, idiot. I've got a sprint here that I'm not using because you're taking too long. Speed up already. Guess I just keep throwing attacks at him to scare him even more. It won't do anything, but it'll make me feel better. Murder tuber. Murder tuber is a potato. Yo. See, I was going the right direction for the town. I was absolutely going the right direction for the town. The game just decided you have to stop at that last set of footprints to fight before you can move on. Also, welcome into the stream, Steven. This is day 1 of me finally getting on to Heavensward after 9 months of this playthrough. Oh, no. Yep, gonna ban you for that one, stupid best viewers bot. Into the basement we go. We have to come back here multiple times, I believe, to fight in this same basement multiple times. This basement is pretty blood-soaked. How is the spineless dude not dead yet? Just die. There we go. There, I murdered a bunch of people who are mostly just downtrodden idiots. That's where I got attacked by a bear. I remember that bloodstain, yeah. Yeah, I believe you do fight a bear in here at some point. Hello again. Wanna be Shiva? Don't make me whack you with my coloring
Looking
book.
for me, I presume.
I do like that Midgard's aura is just like, hi.
The child who glimpsed the truth.
No, it cannot be.
It really can.
He came
Yeah, I'm sure.
as didst thou.
Don't phrase it that way, bro. I was just about to say, I'm sure your friend really loved the introduction to Azisa.
Alike in gifts, yet set upon different paths.
Oh god, bad phrasing, Midgard's armor.
His last order was, come, and they came, all of them, even the
dragons. They came, all of them, even the dragons.
He speaks true, warrior of light. Like you, I have been blessed with the echo.
Great, you did a wonderful job with it.
The visions terrified me at first. They came without warning. I wondered what I had done to deserve them. But I had no time to ponder such things once the calamity came. The land turned against us, and in a matter of hours, Falcon's Nest was buried under 10 fulms of ice and snow. We had no choice but to flee for Ishgard. We came to the wall, and while we searched for a way through, there was an avalanche. And then I was alone.
Boo-hoo.
So I set forth for Dravania. I knew full well what might happen where I found. But I could not survive on my own. I was found, of course. And not by a mere dragon, but by the great worm Hraesvelgr. And it was then that I knew why I had been given this gift. For with it, I heard his voice and saw
And it
the
was
truth
then
through
that
his
I made a
eyes.
stupid, childish mistake and based my entire life's existence upon it. It was then that I was filled
I
with
was chosen
delusions
to
of
deliver this
grandeur and
revelation to the
completely
people, to
ran
bring
an
dragon
entire
and
group
man
of people
together
into
as they
war
once
against
were,
Ishgard over
and
it.
should ever be.
Not in the slightest. And then the dragon said, ew. Yep.
It wasn't supposed to be like that. You have to believe me. It was beyond
It really
my
wasn't.
control.
Like, the primary reason they were able to pierce through the freaking steps of faith and break the guards, break the barriers, was because she broke the first one for them. That was like the primary reason. So literally, if she just hadn't done that, the dragons wouldn't have just slaughtered a bunch of innocent people. Skip that. I want that too. These are not very good ones for this. Whatever. That'll work. Like, you didn't have to lead the assault. That was not necessary. And if you were so stupid that you didn't realize the dragons would be so bloodthirsty as to just slaughter everyone rather than only the people in charge of the city, then you're an idiot.
Yet the Dravanians, though they know where the fault truly lies,
Yes.
fell upon them with such fury.
Like, the call to battle was a rage-filled call. It wasn't like, let's go kill these 5 guys and no one else. It was slaughter them all, and you just led them to battle.
Die, and their children forget. But we are everlasting. To us, then is as now. Thou canst not comprehend the violation, the outrage, the fury.
I will make this right.
Not really.
I am neither a saint nor a savior, just another sinner. Yet I will not forsake this cause. I cannot. I will see this cycle broken and peace restored.
You'll get about halfway there.
We can do naught else, for we are now as one.
Yeah. Later in the story, I am Shiva Reborn. Yeah, right. Tiny potatoes, not very dressed for this weather, but my clothes are actually kind of bigger and bulkier than they could be, I suppose. Technically, this outfit even does have a hood on it. I don't think that's like a little cape. I think that's meant to be almost like a little hood that's down. Good job getting here after the fact, Arturel. You did a whole lot of good work. You look fine for this weather. Yeah, it could be much worse. I could be wearing a freaking bathing suit. It's a pity she escaped. Yes, totally escaped. Nothing I could do to stop it. She totally just disappeared out of nowhere suddenly. Kind of dressed like the priests from Ishgard. So you're probably fine. Hopefully not for too much longer. It'll be interesting to see what the first set of gear I'll be getting is, though. Actually, that raises the question. Wouldn't be armor. Possibly be leather? Healing. Save this outfit. Boots. Cloth. Cap. Oh my god, I'm gonna look like a jester. This is gonna suck. Oh, this already, I can tell, looks like crap. Oh my god, that is getting glammed over so hard. Like, I am so going to glam over that. A pink jester? Yeah, not a chance. I know this is my goofy little stupid potato character, but, like, there are limits even for me. Occasion could not have been easy, tenacious devils. Knights, be not proud. Well in hand, return to Falcon's Nest, share our discoveries with Sir Redwall. I can like just... yeah, exactly. Ice and snow. I'd say you're due a few hours rest. So it looks like I probably will be getting both half of the Sea of Clouds and Kurthus West unlocked today, which will be good. Not super important all that much, but it'll be good to get both of them. Both of the like intro storylines for those two locations done, because it'll give me more room to explore and gather and get monster parts and stuff like that for crafting and all that. I think everything I need to really get into the first tier of crafting for Heavensward would be right here in Kurthus West or in earlier zones in ARR. But that being said, getting the first half of Sea of Clouds unlocked as well will be just sort of a nice sort of security to be like, whoa, maybe there's one thing from the Sea of Clouds that I couldn't get here that I haven't noticed yet, but who knows? Both hale and healthy. What news? I let the leader of the heretics walk over. I mean, she just vanished on me. Nothing I could do to stop her. Pushing these lines of heretics. Uh-huh. Must deliver the report. Cool. Time for us to go home. Unless you, Mr. Momoni, have accomplished far more than I thought possible. Yeah, I will. I'll go ahead and do Sea of Clouds as well. That's also fairly short. So I may go a little over 3 hours, but like I was ready to go for like maybe a 5 or so hour stream today, just since this first episode is most likely big ol' row boy. Ravregna. What is that weapon? Augmented Crypt Lurker? Shinryu's weapon. Okay. Yeah, just because I was thinking to only do MSQ for this episode, I guess, if you want to call it that, would only be MSQ. I was thinking I'd go for like maybe a 5-ish hour stream, but if I'm past 3 by the time I finish, I will be past 3 by the time I finish Sea of Clouds. I'll probably just do Kurthus West and Sea of Clouds 1 first visit to both of them and call the stream there, because there's 1 or 2 other things to do as well. I thought I'd have to get into some crafting today. Turns out I don't. Maybe I should set this as my new home point. No, because it's better to have my home point set in a place where I can actually do some, like, turning in of Grand Company stuff and all of that, too. So I'll leave it at Limsa for now. Yo ho, yo ho. I'll have to change over to the other Grand Companies to do their stuff at some point, too. But I'm not even remotely close to done with the Maelstrom yet. It's not going to be till much later, because unfortunately the Maelstrom supply and provisioning missions are like wanting Stormblood stuff now, because they didn't bother to content lock that at all. There's so many things that are not progression locked that is so dumb that are not progression locked. Like supply and provisioning missions of the Grand Company should be progression locked on top of level locked. Wondrous Tales should be progression locked, not just level locked. Because you level way too fast, and then there's nothing you can do for these things until you get to like the end of the game. Because you just can't do any of that stuff. Which is stupid. They should put progression locks on a number of different things that they don't put progression locks on, which really tanks the mid-game portion of playing through this game for a very long time. Question your motives and your competence unjustly, I now realize. Yes, I'm far more capable than you. That's for sure. He's never been able to say no to my dear half-brother. Uh-huh. Mother hated him, of course. Even on her deathbed, she refused to acknowledge him. Ugh. Yeah, he's like, I hated Orshafont too, but it's like, Orshafont's like the coolest dude of all. He's so much better than both of you guys. Man, it's pretty dark in here, apparently. I don't know, give me combat materia that's actually worth a damn, I guess. Alright, Amadalid, let's have you try and make me do all of your work for you for about an hour. Lazy bum. Should we be off then, old boy? Oh, God. Trueborn, that is. Jesus, dude. Fortunate to be born second in a society where the eldest inherits all. I love he's like, Arturel wouldn't cut me off, so I could be just lazy and worthless all along and just live off of my brother's scraps. That's fine by me. The airship landing, we'll go to Camp Cloud Top. It'll be nice grabbing the footage of the intro to Heavensward when I'm done with stream today, because that should be the last little bit that I wanted for my last episode on YouTube series for ARR, which means that'll be done, and then next week will be all about putting the compilation together, which is, it's plenty of work, but I don't need to record anything new for it. And then we'll be into Heavensward. Huzzah! Which means a whole bunch of new, like, off-stream work I need to put in on crafting and gathering some more materia. Like I said, I need to get back to doing my Ixal quests every day so I can gather a bunch of crafting materia to meld up and stuff. Because even if I don't need it right this second, as soon as I get into crafting the Heavensward crafting stuff, I'm going to need to meld that up to get further into Heavensward crafting. Because a lot of it is not going to give me the craftsmanship levels I need. A lot of it's going to just be like control pieces that I need to meld craftsmanship onto. So it sounds like the Kurthus Eastern Highlands probably were somewhere around here. Further down, obviously, like vertically, but we're probably somewhere near this area. Also, I wonder if the Sea of Clouds was the Sea of Clouds. I'm sure the Sea of Clouds probably existed. I wonder if most of these islands that the Ishgardians are on were always Sea of Clouds, or if maybe they floated up after the Calamity. Because obviously the Sea of Clouds existed before, because the Vundu and the Gundu and all of them are up here, and they've been here for like generations.
To a fledgling outpost within the Sea of Clouds, Where careworn scouts ever scanned the skies for winged shadows, he came.
But I wonder if more of these islands sort of floated up after the calamity. Tiny Potato is finally in a temperate environment. To do a bunch of nonsense to pick up the frickin' slack of this idiot. Awfully cold up here. Oh yeah, I forgot. With how high up in the sky we are, it's probably still pretty cold up here, even though it's not snowy. New zones! Even more new zones. Peddler of Wonders. New Aetherites. Ah. Finally, new areas to teleport to for the first time in like 7 or 8 months, probably. New areas I could teleport to. Although I may have picked up Kurthus Central a little later than that. Yeah, these are all 50s. I didn't even think Heavensward had a 50 set. Somewhat surprising to me. And these are 48s. Jesus, those are weak. Okay, whatever. Guess I'll grab the Chocobo Keep, even though it doesn't really matter to me. I'm probably never going to use them. Especially once I get flying. I forget if you can jump from here. Yes, you can. But there are combat enemies down below, so be careful if you jump from there. Oh, hello, target. Alright, then. Go ahead and start picking up some Centurio seals while I'm here. Galacats are not a target. Okay. Oh, that one's gonna pull the Galacat in, isn't it? This one probably will too. Yeah, he's paired to something. Okay, I'll just get started on them. They're too far away. I'm not going to be able to do both of them at once. Oh wait, I forget that I have higher level options that I barely ever get access to. Oh, no, don't even need to fight that one. Okay. And I'll just leave that Galacat because I don't care. Think I'm good? No other targets around here. Alright, let's just press on then. No real reason to do any of the fates or anything. Hello, Laniet. So Laniet the Hyanat. Yeah, I saved your cousin, brother, something like that. Brother. Saved her brother's life. Way earlier in the story. Like, during 2.0, I think you saved his life. Yeah. Barking up the wrong tree, Amanolin. Waste your entire life barking up the wrong tree. Love that she just aggressively shuts him down every single time and he just doesn't get the message. Ready target for attack. We're not defenseless, however. The protector, yeah. their big airship with guns and stuff. This lets them basically just keep an eye out on the Dravanians from the skies. I have a bit of a headache today. Yeah, it's a good thing I'm only going to finish the intro sections to both these zones before I finish my stream. Going for 5 hours maybe wouldn't be the best bet today, because, yeah, I am getting a headache for some reason. It's not too bad so far. I could pop a couple Tylenol, I guess, but it really just doesn't feel that bad. Don't think I need any painkillers. 2 more may be asked of you in the days to come. That's fine, I'm used to it. You mean like unearthing a truth long hidden and saving 2 species from a 1,000-year-long war? Yeah, I know. We'll get there, I suppose. Indispensable ally. Not waste valuable time ensuring the young lord doesn't get trampled underfoot. He may learn something from this experience, but if left to his own devices, he'll probably make a mess of things. Yeah. Go deal with a Manolin. Literally go cover for a Manolin's worthlessness is like the entire point of this. Keep watch for Dravanian outflyers. A mission, there you go. Anawa, go keep an eye on him so I don't have to, please. Have me accompany Lord Manolin on his mission? I understand completely. I'll do my utmost to keep him out of trouble. Literally everyone else understands he's worthless. Other Haas mayhap I would not feel obligated to go to such lengths to preserve safety and dignity. Yeah, Arceus skins. It's all like the 50 stuff, but the Heavensward 50 stuff that they're giving me this early on. That's interesting. The Vanu. Peace between our peoples for half a year, until suddenly, for reasons unknown, their attitude towards us changed. I can guess why. I guess it has to do with primal summonings. Cisa Mariel. Mariel. Wow, you're tiny. Maybe that's just because you're dealing with a bunch of giant giraffes in this frickin' expansion. And also, I'm saying that as someone who doesn't even reach her waist. Never faced a Vanu before. Who cares? They're just giant chickens. Like, who cares? Say birdmen, but they're not at all like the Ixal, unless that Ixal's mother was a Gigas. Mark several locations on your map. Go look out for Vanu. Alright, let's go. I don't even have to try and sneak around any of these things. They'll lose track of me long before I get to my location. Of course, they'll put a Gastornis staring straight at my destination in my path. Haha. I still managed to get to it without triggering him. Of course, the Gastornis decided to turn like exactly this direction. Let's try to see if we can grab these guys without getting his attention at all. Yes, we can. There we go. And press on. Without having to bother fighting worthless enemies. Ah, Paisas! I forgot this is where the Paisas are. Adorable doofuses. Aggressive, adorable doofuses for some reason. I wonder what you can get from Paisas. Look at this dude just... Of all the directions he could choose, he chose to look exactly towards me. But luckily, I managed to not trigger him somehow. I don't know how that happened. Because that dude was looking like straight at me. Oh, are Paisas not visual? No, because if he was sound, I would have triggered him too. Oh, it's because I'm set. Oh, I forgot. My character is grossly over leveled for this zone. That's why. Nothing is going to trigger on me because of my level. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I can just blow right through enemies and not have to care. Nice. I'm so not used to, like, just ignoring enemies. Like, cause like I said, I've been leveling alt, and then in the earlier zone, I was in a synced, like, duty, so my level was level synced down, so everything was attacking me. But mostly just because I've been spending so much time leveling some extra alts lately, and, like, they're never over-leveled for where I'm at any point. They're basically always just, like, using the MSQ to level up as I'm rushing through the MSQ. Can I circle back around this way? Yes, I can. Alright. Let's do that. Just unlock an extra zone along the path. Ooh, Dalmel. That'll be useful. I think it might actually end up being, depending on how much I'm able to get done crafting-wise, it might be useful having access to the Sea of Clouds then, because Dalmel's skin is used in leatherworking as well, but probably not until you're crafting like 54 or 56 gear. So, depending on if I do like one set of crafter gear and combat gear for next stream, or if I do like 4 different sets, depending on how far I can go, then we'll see if Dalmel's skin will actually be useful. But eventually it will be either way. Marielle. Finished. Done with the patrol. Too much hope for a day without a skirmish. Yeah. Unlikely. Sense of urgency. Things here are rather peaceful to the detriment of our garrison's discipline. Builds an observation post. You've yet to record a single intrusion by the Horde. As far as anyone is concerned, Camp Cloudtop's a backwater of no significance. Great. Protector is in a perpetual state of needing repairs, so even were the Holy See to come under Dravanian attack, we'd be unable to fly to their aid. Why do they not at least repair the ship? That seems crazy. Ambition comes to die. Aspirations for advancement. You'll be right at home. Go psych up soldiers. Great. Worthless soldiers who are just wasting their lives away and not doing anything of use, and I have to go psych them up again. These are such, like, boring missions. Like, go psych up our soldiers. Like, they're fucking soldiers. Can't they do that themselves? Fine, I'll make an effort. Like, if your soldiers can't be bothered to keep themselves psyched up and doing their damn jobs, then they probably shouldn't be soldiers. Whatever possessed you to do that. I'm awake, I'm awake. Don't go back to sleep, idiot. Forget if this one is hiding around the corner or up here. No, that one's... Oh, this is a monolin. Okay. Yep. Yeah, so he's just hanging out under a frickin' tree, resting. Get off your ass, idiot. Attack? What should we do? No attack. Had me fooled there for a moment. Tad bit cruel. Oh my god. And the monotony of mere sentry duty, yet still you tempt me with a promise of excitement. This won't do at all. Ugh. Gonna go become a hindrance to literally everyone else's work. Yep. Back around. Oh, no, not Lonnie yet. I need to get back to Marielle. Oh. Bro's just, like, hanging here. Oh, waiting for a duty. I wonder what duty he could be just standing around here waiting for. There's nothing really in this zone that he'd be waiting for, I don't think. Unless Zelfatol, maybe? I don't know. It's changing our sentry's behaviors. Madeline said, what? I have no doubt Lady Laniet will do her utmost to oblige him. Hope springs eternal. Yeah, this is the spring water one. Which, again, another reason it may be worth it to have this zone unlocked. I don't know that I need that spring water for anything, but I think this is also the only place where you can gather that stuff. So far, it really does look like it'll pretty much all be resources from Western that I'll need to get into, like, the first set of crafting my way into Heavensward. Mere sentry duty is beneath him. God. Looking forward to give him something more demanding, then. I guess. Fresh water for Camp Cloud Top. Yep, go to Vorsian Siran. I'd swear she's avoiding me. Oh my god. Procurement of potable water. About time she trusted me with a mission. I'd swear she's avoiding me and she keeps refusing to talk with him directly. Just because he's annoying. Because he, like, won't stop trying to flirt with her no matter how aggressively she just, like, tells him to piss off. Bro just will not get it through his thick head. Can't possibly imagine a world in which any woman wouldn't want a worthless, useless piece of, like, garbage like him. Who's content to just live off of his brother's scraps for the rest of his life and accomplish nothing. What couldn't be desirable about that? Vorsian Siran of legend. Nary a Vanu in sight. Could do with some sport. Why don't we make it a competition to see who gets a superior specimen to blah blah blah. Yeah, yeah. Oh! Another target. It's a little hesitant to summon the Chocobo again, but actually I can get access to Giesel Greens pretty easily now. I'm able to garden them up pretty well. Plus, you get a ton of them every single time you harvest them, so I may as well use some up. I've already got like hundreds of them just by doing a little bit of gardening here and there. So I may as well. Dude, a Dalmel from that freaking landmass above us was apparently paired to this enemy and is trying to kill me now. Like, there's no way that Dalmel even reaches me unless it jumps. Oh, it did jump. It must have jumped. It wasn't down here, that's for sure. Yeah, see, he's already leaving. Oh, cloudworms are apparently a target as well. There we go. I'm getting a decent amount of little bits of Centurio seals here and there. Hitting a decent number of my daily targets, but really none of that's going to amount to much. You're going to need like hundreds of Centurio seals to buy anything. Even then, you don't need a ton, because you don't get much of use Centurio seal-wise if you're not buying the gear. Being able to use it for the gear is kind of nice, but really all I can get out of it is like the minions and the barding and the music scroll, and maybe there's some other stuff I can find a use for it with. Although technically I think it's also Centurio seals and Stormblood, so there's probably more stuff there I can spend it on too. I forget which one is the one I'm supposed to be using. Check down here. Fate. I don't really need one. I'll need to run a bunch of fates eventually, but not right now. Because there are achievements associated with fates, but I don't need to do it right this second. There we go. That's the one. I should probably skip the... stupid toasts are so annoying. I wish there was a vanilla way to like just wipe toasts out, those little messages you get in the middle of your screen, like based on what they're about, because there's a bunch of stuff I don't need updates about. And that, like, you're above or below the level of this fate is something I really don't need to pop up in red in the center of my screen every time I walk through a fate zone. Your entry for the contest, yep. There you go. Should it be used to draw moisture from air like water from a pump? No, not that. This. Now, series of unfortunate events. Yeah, this is the last bit, I think. I think this is basically the last quest. I think this is the one that has the, this should be the one that has the synced duty. For such a place, worry over nothing. You assist me in looking for him. Great. Now we have to track this idiot down. Wow, the dynamic shading and coloring on my avatar is very noticeable in a zone like this, where there's like so much sort of bright yellow and like floral colors and stuff. It's very noticeable here. And my entire skin tone is altered every time I'm over the ground areas here that are all like yellow and green. Yeah, like really drastically alters my skin tone. Nice. It's impressive how well it works. Good to note, because there's a bunch of stuff that like other VTubers do that I just can't. There's a bunch of more interesting things a bunch of other VTubers are able to do that my really, like, not that great computer just will not allow for. Where they'll run not only the programs I'm running, but, like, 3 other ones that are doing different things to their VTubers. And I'm just like, my computer would freaking explode if I tried to do all that stuff. But luckily, this is all just done with, like, OBS plugins and visual filters in OBS. Like, so it's really not that intensive. It's certainly more than nothing, but not much more. At least it seems like it's not too much more. So that's good. What I really need is just to, you know, get a better computer at some point, but... I mean, if I had infinite money, there's plenty of upgrades I would make to my stream, but I don't, and I'm not. Madeline has been taken by the Vanu. Oh no. Cool, let's go home. It's like, oh no. Anyway. Right? Just more of that meme. It's like, oh no. Anyway. Just ignore it. Oh no, he's been taken by the Vanu? So you mean his worthless ass is going to be worthless as a prisoner instead of worthless as a soldier? Oh no, how terrible for everyone. No one, actually. Go ahead and snooze this ad. 5 minutes ought to be enough to handle this. This actually went pretty quick, this section. I thought it'd take a little longer, honestly. The village man presented their chieftain. Okay, sure. Let's just break in through the front door then, why don't we? It's the easiest way I've got. Rose House, tell Lady Laniet. By the time I return, blah, 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 blah. Give me for asking. Spy an opportunity to sneak past the sentries. Sneak past? You mean murder? Aggressively, violently murder everyone? Sure, I'll sneak past the sentries. Sneak, quote unquote, past the sentries. Happily. Let's sneak past these sentries, shall we? Sneak! Sneak is just another word for outrun. Really? Like, sneak's just another word for outrun. Eventually they'll leash. They're following me a pretty long distance, but eventually I suspect they'll leash. And if they don't, then I'm just going to AoE them all into oblivion. Wow, even those guys from the front gate are still following me? Impressive. Impressive. I guess they won't leash. Huh. Maybe I should be stopping and actually fighting someone at some point. But I mean, that sounds like a lot of work. Alright, boys, let's do this. Give me a shield and some defense. Let's do this. You guys really should have leashed at some point. It would have been smarter on your part, honestly. Literally target anyone I'm trying to tell you to target. Alright, then you're dead. Like, oh, you want to interrupt me when I'm trying to cut his ropes? Then die. In literally one hit with my weakest skill. Die. Let's go, idiot. Move before I leave you here for them to kill. What the fuck do I have to do to get your attention? I'm literally blowing your freaking assholes wide open, and you guys are ignoring me to hit this idiot who's worthless and would actually probably be better off if he was dead. Move, idiot. I may as well grab everyone's attention right away. Just keep everyone's attention on me. Are you kidding me? These guys are even, like, I'm on their aggro list, and they're focused on me, and they're still attacking a Manolin. Just to slow him down. That's literally all it is, too. Every time one of them takes a swing at him, he stops and cowers and wastes time. And that's literally all they're trying to do, is just drag out this boring-ass duty by making him take more time. Nope. Took just long enough for them to go ahead and get one little stupid target in on him and force him to stop and cower again. Move, moron! Cowering accomplishes nothing. Run! Like, move, idiot! Move! Jesus Christ, a monolith. Just waste everyone's time. Stand around and make yourself an easier target for them, why don't you?
Reinforcements?
It doesn't matter. Like, it's 5 dudes. The very first fight I got into in this duty was like 8 dudes that had tracked me for a mile, and I just blew them all up in seconds. Like, literally none of these guys could do anything to me.
Cloud sea swells, and he comes.
Cool. You know, you're really not all that impressive when I get to see the real Bismarck later. Like,
The white,
like,
mighty Bismarck.
this Bismarck is really not all that impressive compared to the real one.
A flying whale? By the Fury, it's a primal. We must away. Damn!
Literally not a problem. You just protect the Manolin, I'll step out there and Art of War all of them into oblivion. Like, it's not a problem at all. This game is... It's trying to pretend this is so much more of a problem than, like, 8 or 9 Vanu Vanu are.
All aboard!
Like, I could kill all of these guys just as easily. Beauty of Art of War, 2 Vanu or 20 Vanu, it doesn't matter, they're all gonna die. Let's just toss a shield and some mitigation up and just wipe them all out. This is actually pretty good music for this, like, action-y scene, kind of. It's impressive that it just sort of happened on its own. In fact, it worked so well, let's go ahead and skip to the next one now. Because that's pretty good music for that. But now it's not action-y anymore, so... I'm around to save you. No need for thanks, though. Like, what might have happened if we'd not been around to save you? I would have slaughtered a dozen Vanu, and maybe a Monolin would have fallen to his death because he's a worthless idiot. But I'd have lived, so that's good. Lucy has petitioned the Ironworks for assistance with this creation of theirs, the Protector. They just can't seem to get her flying. Cast an eye over the ship. Will they alert you to arrive some few days before? Days? I've been here for days? That's crazy. That's insane to me that like 30-minute long freaking story beat was supposed to be days. Wow, it's really noticeable there. Against this particular kind of like backdrop, it is the dynamic lighting is really noticeable there. Like my face is freaking orange. Like that's really noticeable. Whew. All right, Amandolin. Reward long incoming. During experience, I could very well have died, you know. Life and limb in the line of duty. I did succeed in uncovering the existence of a new primal. You succeeded in doing that? Sure you did. Historic discovery. In fact, even Lady Ladiette will have no choice but to acknowledge. Yeah, no, she doesn't care. I'm sure she'll reward us and Orshafont and maybe Sid for discovering a new primal and fighting off the Vanu. Like, you? No. Good job getting captured, idiot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Highlighting it. Oh, we found a new primal. We know why the Vanu are so crazy. This Bismarck is reminiscent of the white whale of Vanu legend. This creature said to swim in the sea of clouds. For some means, the presence of the Vanu's god would certainly explain that sudden change in their behavior toward the people of Camp Cloudtop. Yep. Fallen under the primal's influence. I recall reading of such things. Important, a little recognition for the hero of the hour, a few choice expressions of gratitude, respect, admiration, and so on. Ah, yes, thank you, nobody. Yep. All that and more for having risked his life to rescue such an esteemed personage. Part for Ishgard, Holy See and Temple Knights must be informed of this new threat. Enough here. Return to Ishgard with Lord Orshafont. Yes, I shall. I'll grab a drink of water. That's it then? No more warriors in enemy territory. Take place under more felicitous circumstances. Not interested. Like, I don't know how many more ways she could possibly tell him she's not interested. Punch him in the face with she's not interested, and he just refuses to acknowledge it. Alright. Yeah, like I don't even need to get started with trying to do side quests for ether currents or anything like that yet, because they haven't even given me any of those just yet. Let's just go back and turn this quest in. I'm basically done with the story today, but there's one last thing to do. Oh. Oh, I didn't even need to do that. I was supposed to go to Ishgard. Like, I was supposed to just go back to Ishgard. I didn't even need to pop back up here or anything. Some of these songs are good. Some of them really don't fit. Oh well. Last Vigil. I wonder if the dude will be willing to play Triple Triad with me after finishing this quest. Or if I have to get further into the MSQ. Where the frick is... Oh, Orshafont in Ishgard. Where is he? Over here? Ah, he's back down by the airship. Okay, then. I've been rather fond of airship travel. Simple joy of having cheated death yet again. Make for the congregation and inform Emmerich of all that has occurred. Now we go back to the house. Yep. What is that? Oh, that's Astrologian. I was like, what's that blue quest there? It's the Astrologum or Astrologicum or whatever the hell it's called. So that'd be Astro. I don't think I'm going to be getting Astro anytime soon. The next healer I'm going to get, which again is not going to be anytime soon, I suspect will be White Mage. I've had a chance to play a bit with Astro on one of the alts that I've been leveling, where I'm trying to give like each of my alts kind of each role, but not every job. So that I don't have to worry about trying to level every job. I'm giving each of my alts like any role so they can fit whatever role they need to, but not every job. And so I'm sort of spreading out the jobs around them. And so one of them I gave the healer of Astro, and I don't really like the new card changes. They're not as annoying as I thought they were. They're pretty standard, where like one of them you give to a melee, the other you give to a ranged character, and then the other two variations are mostly just like, here's one that heals or gives a shield, here's one that gives you increased healing potency. They're all just like protective. Like, there's one that on one version gives you increased healing potency and on the other version gives you mitigation, and there's another one that on one version gives you regen and on the other gives you a shield. So they're pretty standard, right? Like one is here's healing now and the other is here's healing potential or mitigation, right? Kind of thing. So it's pretty standard. It's not too bad, but I already didn't really like playing cards on Astro, even at the easiest, when it was basically just throw this to a melee or throw it to a ranged and you're done. I didn't really like playing cards on Astro. So the fact that they've made it more difficult, even though it's not much more difficult, really isn't all that interesting to me. White Mage will be just much simpler and sort of straight to the point. And so that will be the like second healer I'll pick up, but not for a while. I've got a bunch of other jobs to deal with right now before I go and pick up another of any role that I already have one of. Gods, did he have to strike me so hard? Yeah. His family just started like beating the shit out of him for being so worthless. Endangered the lives of others through my own recklessness and incompetence. It's not easy playing the hero, is it? What a moron. Good job being worthless and getting all of us in trouble. Just go off and, like, party with the other worthless second sons of Ishgard, like you usually do. Leave the work to us. Oh, he still doesn't want to play triple triad with me. Oh, well. Yeah, Divine Intervention. That gets me the Black Chocobo and the Ether Compass. So that really is the next chapter. So that's it for the MSQ today. One last thing to take care of today. Boom, boom. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Bloop. And I can change over to this one, which I have a fourth battle log thing that I use specifically for, like, I don't want to see anything, so I don't have anything turned on this one. Yeah, that finishes up all of the MSQ stuff for today, but finishing up the Coils of Bahamut earns me another job unlock. I've got 267,000 gil, which is technically enough, which means it's time for me to become a tiny baby with a gun. Yeah. Time for this baby to pull out a Glock. But first, 267, 592. Let me pop back to boop and boop. And there we go. 267, 592 puts me at 17,592. Yeah, 17,592. This is not the most ideal way to do this, but I'm here now, so let's do it. Oh god, it auto-cancels. One more? 7,000. Okay, so that's more than I actually needed to. Actually, if I need to be at 17,592, then I can just sell these back, right? Normally, I'm not supposed to make any money on it, but since I actually bought more than I needed, selling them back is faster and will let me just still stay under the amount that I needed to. There we go. More than 250k spent. Time for this baby to get a Glock. And me and Baron already checked earlier. There is no gun that you can craft at level 30, so I will have to use the weapon they give me when I get the class. I will have to use the first gun they give me because there's no gun craftable at 30. So the first chance I'll even have to make my own weapon will be at like 34. which there's no real way to get to 34. If I had Wondrous Tales, I could technically level to 34 before crafting my own weapon, but that seems like way more than is required. I'm at 30, I have the class, I should craft a weapon if I can. I can't, so I use the gun they give me. Master of Marksmanship. Uh-huh. Call again at later convenience. Yeah, no thanks. Gone for good this time, my lordship. Yeah, he took off and he's like, I'm not teaching anymore your gunners. Time for me to go become a machinist and blow things up. Our aspiring machinists shall have the worldly nobody here act as our guide. I wouldn't go that far. I forgot you have to do this little intro thing before you can actually become a machinist. That's fine, it's not too much. Not return. Although return would get me pretty close, I don't care enough. I don't care enough to save the gil. It's just a couple hundred gil, who cares? Let's just teleport straight there. Rather than having to go through Limsa, which will take 20 minutes to load because a bunch of idiots have to stand around the Aetheryte Plaza all the time anyway. Let's just get there. What is that? Oh, the kobolds are ready to do a story quest. That's what that is. How do you do? Blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Let's go and get, Rosenthal? Or whatever. Big Rogadin bastard. Where's the third person I'm supposed to talk to? Over here. I forgot this one had a little intro nonsense you had to go through to get the job. Yeah. Vicinity of the winch, you say? Teach me to shoot things. Oh, this is some pretty good music for this. SS factory, return to us, the manufactory. Discuss more favorable terms. Like, not interested. She is rather less than the respect they deserve. I promise you our work shall shine through in due time. People will clamor to learn our profession. They kind of will, actually. Rosenthal. Stefan will blow your yapping jaw. Stupid pirate man. Joy. Oh, I like Joy a lot. She's great. So bad. Shit-eating bastard. Next time I'll aim for the shaft with your thighs. A crazy freaking multiple personalities girl. And spitting colorful profanity besides. Goes from an innocent, sweet little maid into a foul-mouthed, gun-blasting pirate. Joy's far too busy with her other duties at the manor house. God. Besides, I have a budding new machinist who's dying to learn from the great Rotsenthal. Sure, this pirate I've never heard of who's just an idiot. Sure, whatever. Just give me a gun. I'm telling you, this baby is naturally inclined to just kill people with a gun. Just hand him a gun, he'll do fine. Epitome of a roguish swashbuckler. Because only buyer scum hold a firearm like this. Sausage-fingered adventurer shows a glimmer of hope. You'll consent to instruct him. Oh my god, so bad. Just give me a gun already. Yes! Now we're talking. About time you handed over that gun. Picture. The picture of, like, baby holding a gun is perfect. One chance. Yeah, I'm not gonna take your lesson for a while, dude. Like, you already gave me the gun. I'm not taking your lesson for a while. Machinist unlocked. Mean Machine 1. So, now we can equip that. Tiny naked baby with a gun. There's some 30 gear. Interesting. What's it actually look like? It looks terrible. Let's go with... Oh, no, most of that doesn't work. What do we even have here? I haven't done much glamming in a while. Nope. Eh. Oh, yeah, I do have that gear set up for glamour. It's not helpful, really, right now. You know what? That'll actually probably work for now. Get rid of the hat. Keep the gun. Oh, no, no. Damn it, that just overwrote my scholar, didn't it? I hate when that happens. Machinist! That's not right. Okay, whatever. This one up here is where the scholar was. There we go. Accidentally overwrote my freaking scholar. So annoying when that happens. There we go. Better. This stuff, not even going to use. Let's see. He got a good... Actually, does he have a decent attack yet that I can use? Nothing, really. I guess... Nope, can't target that. Great, wonderful. Reassemble, I suppose, will have to work for now. Literally nothing targetable. Eh. That'll have to work for now, I suppose. Baby with a gun. I was curious when I come across a fellow 14 player. What do you main? On this particular character, I'm basically maining Scholar. On my main, which is a sub character who's all the way through 7.2, I don't really have a specific main. I kind of do a little bit in each role. So my mains on my main character would probably be Viper, Machinist, Gunbreaker, Sage, and Red Mage, if I had to put it down to like specifics. But I do a little bit of almost everything. There we go. All right. Huzzah. We've gotten into Heavensward. We've gotten through the intro section of Heavensward, so I should be able to start gathering and crafting the stuff I need to get into my Heavensward gear for the challenge. We've gotten a lot of MSQ stuff out of the way. Pretty baby in the other classes there, but I hit Viper for Dawn Trail, and it's been pretty fun. Viper is a lot of fun. Viper is a lot of fun. Especially its, like, burst rotation is a lot of fun on Viper. And now, this tiny baby has a gun. So, beware the baby with the gun. Anyway, that is where I will go ahead and call it for today.
It's a frictionless wipe, and now I'll be here all night. I slide across the one ply like I'm gliding on ice.
Yep. Beware the baby with the gun. But yes, this is where I